I'd like to call the Brown County Board of Education regular meeting August 2nd, 2022 to order. Mr. Garinger is going to lead us in prayer.
Father, we thank you for this another good day. Thank you for the rain we've had. Thank you for the sunshine that we have today. Lord, we just pray for this meeting. We thank you for those that are here. Pray, Lord, that you kept our students and our staff safe and healthy this summer. And we just pray that everybody's eager and ready to start back to work and to school here in a few days. So bless this meeting. We pray that all that's said and done here today will bring honor and glory to your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I'll lead the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, before we approve the agenda today, we have an amendment. The auditors are here, and we have to have a budget amendment on the agenda. So, letter H, Mr. Green will give us budget amendments. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with this one amendment? Approved. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Now do I have a motion to approve the agenda for today? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Now, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of June 28th, 2022? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Public comment period. I think Miss Angie wanted to.
I do. I have a special recognition. Miss Lynn. I would like to recognize Miss Lynn as a school hero. This summer, during one of our summer camps, she recognized that we had a child in distress. She performed the high-look maneuver and potentially saved the child's life. So I know that there are no recognition that really would be, that I could do for you that would be any more than you did for that child. But we appreciate you and that you were quick thinking and that I know that family is very grateful that you had the wits about you to see that. And we appreciate that you stepped forward and did that. So we want to present you with a gift voucher for instructional supplies for your classroom.
Very good.
Mr. Robbie, you want to say anything you'd like to add to that?
Did you give the kid the Jolly Rancher?
No. I told him not to ever eat those again.
Did you just give me a Jolly Rancher? No, we're proud of her. She does a great job.
She does a good job every day, but that particular day, we really want to tell you how much we appreciate what she did.
Yeah,
and don't feel like you need to stay the whole meeting. I told her she didn't know why she was coming.
She thought she was coming over here to talk about summer
I
school.
did. I was like so prepared to talk about summer school.
Were you want to tell us something about summer school?
Well, tell
Tell what you want to tell us.
Go ahead. Do it.
Oh, it was great. We had 25 kids total, and they came every day. Yeah, we had 2 in Mangrove, which is pretty good.
Yeah, because that don't happen always. So.
No, and they were good kids.
Well, thank you for what you do every day.
Thank you.
You can order, and Mr. Green, she has to order from somebody that's on the procurement,
That's
right? But we'll take care of you. So when you get your order together, just turn it in to me, and we'll take care of it.
Oh, thank you. Parker, sound pretty good.
Yeah, you
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close public comment period? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Reports and discussion items. Mr. Madison, just start us off.
Well, I don't have a whole lot this morning, but we'll just like to say summer school went really well at the high school. We had several kids that were able to get credit recovery through our 21st Century Summer School program, and also got to enjoy several field trips and different things like that. Very educational experience for them. Also this summer we had the first time we had a Career Accelerator Camp at the high school. We had 16 students that took part in that. One group did hospitality and tourism, and really appreciative of the groups around the county, Topeka Lodge, Fontana Village, Snowbird Mountain Lodge that worked with that group. And then we also had a group that did construction, heavy equipment, and those young men and young ladies got to actually get on bulldozers and excavators, and they really had a good week. They traveled down to Phillips Jordan and Knoxville, loving construction, loving equipment, worked with them one day, and then Adams Contracting played a big part in it and provided some equipment along with Benny Orr and his company, and I think K&B is the name of that company. They did just were really good to our kids. Most of them fed them lunch every day when they were out on the road, so I really appreciate those people working with those kids, and hopefully maybe we've sparked somebody's interest and they'll be a good employee for some of these people one day. Fall sports season started yesterday. First JV football practice yesterday morning. I think we had about 22 kids come out for JV football. And then yesterday afternoon we had varsity football. It looks like we're going to have about 35, 36 kids on the varsity football team. And their first scrimmage will be on August the 12th here at Big Oaks against Cherokee. And volleyball started yesterday also. And they have their first home game will be August the 16th against Asheville Christian Academy. And cross country practice starts today. So we'll see how cross country goes. And then we've got freshman orientation coming up on August the 16th at 6 o'clock. And so we've done something a little different this summer. Myself, Miss Sawyer, and Miss Daniels, the guidance counselor, we've been meeting with the freshmen that called in and made appointments, and we've been developing 4-year plans for these kids, and that has went really well. The student and parents have come in, and those freshmen that have taken part in that, they actually have a plan set for their schedule for the next 4 years, so they know what to expect, what classes they need to be taking, and it's been really good and kind of helped us get to know some of the freshmen before they come in. And we have Tri-County registration will be going on August the 8th, 9th, and 10th from 8:30 to 1. That's next week. It was scheduled for this week and had to be postponed due to a COVID case. The lady couldn't come over to the high school to register kids, but they actually will start classes on August the 15th with Tri-County, which is a week before we start. And that's kind of unusual. Normally they start after us, but this year those kids will have to log in and get started on those classes a week early. And so custodians are finishing up the floors at the high school because we've been so busy this summer. They're just now getting to the point where they're stripping and waxing the commons area. They've got the halls all finished, and our gym got the floor redone on it. It looks fantastic, and we actually have our basketball teams, volleyball teams, and wrestling team are going to meet on Thursday, and they're going to actually clean the gym top to bottom and try to get it in order for the school year to start. There's a lot of dust and things from the sanding that took place, but the new paint scheme looks fantastic. So I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to get to do that. I think it's the first time we had it done in about 17 or 18 years. So it was past due, needed to be done, and it looks really good.
And that was a result of the athletics capital outlay money that came from the state this year.
That's correct.
How many students were involved in that heavy equipment with?
We had 8 involved in the heavy equipment camp and 8 that went in the travel and tourism camp. So really good experience, and we've got some money left over in that PRC that we can spend next summer too. And I've talked with Michaela and Parker. 21st Century can also chip in on that, and hopefully it's something that we can kind of continue over the next few years. So, yeah, and hopefully add to it. We'd like to have a entrepreneurship camp and possibly a health careers camp too. So, involve some more kids. But really, went really well. Thank you.
Ms. Walsh.
Good morning. I don't have a lot either. Summer school went great. Our summer schools at the middle school were funded either through Europe or 21st Century, so I see both of those ladies here, so I'm sure they're going to give you a lot more information, but we had several kids. They had a great time. We also had several kids that were able to raise their test scores to be proficient. And so summer school was wonderful. They enjoyed the Europe camp and the 21st Century, kept them busy all summer. We've had a lot going on with construction over at the new building. I don't know, we had an issue with the tile that they put down in the hall in the building that we're in now. So they've been working on that all summer, trying to find out if there was a leak or what was going on. So they are laying tile this week. So they were able to put concrete back in. So we're a little bit behind on the waxing the floors also. So hopefully that'll get done this week. Let's see, we have enrolled probably 6 new students at the middle school, so it looks like we're going to have right now I think about 272 kids it looks like in the middle school. So we have spent a lot of summer working on schedules and trying to get kids in classes, and so that's taken a lot of our time, and that's about it for the middle school. So any questions?
Mr. Knott.
All right, the elementary school, it's a lot kind of the same. Custodians have done a great job with the floors. The hardest part's been trying to keep my staff out of the building while they can do it, because they love being down there and work hard. Another thing is we've relocated our SRO. We think that's going to make our school safer, and in our times that's very important. Luckily, somebody broke one of our glass doors, and we're replacing it with a better door. Ms. Knight's got some funds for that, and we appreciate that. So we feel like our building's going to be safer starting out the new school year. And we have new curriculum. We have, for the first time, math and reading curriculum. And Christy Griggs, Crystal Buchanan, and Brandy Carpenter have worked their tail off to get that implemented and get that to the building. And we are very excited about that as well. So that's it.
Thank you. Denise, you have anything for us?
No, I mean, further down, I know you want me to go ahead with that?
No, we'll wait on that. I'm sorry. Myra, do you have anything?
Yeah, just a little short. It's time to reaffirm the technology acceptable use policy. I laid that beside your folders this morning when I came in. There's not any changes to it this year, just like there were last year, so it says everything's just exactly the same. We just need to reaffirm and get everything lined up for USAC and E-rate and all that good stuff, okay? So, and now technology's been very busy this summer. We're still installing access points, wireless access points. We still have a few more switches to install. Hopefully we'll have all that done by the time the students get here and the teachers get here. So it's just been a very busy summer. So. But other than that, everything's going pretty good. Okay?
Thank you, Myra. Do I have a motion to approve the technology responsible use policy?
Approved.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Let me ask you, Ms. Walter, are y'all having any trouble with internet issues down here at school?
No.
With all
We have a direct connection to MCNC and Raleigh, and we have no.
So it's not like a county right now?
No, it is not.
No, we've actually had internet through all this storm. So.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
Ms. Parker.
All right, so I just wanted to say that we wrapped up summer camp last Friday. We had a super busy summer. We actually had over 100 kids enrolled throughout the 4 sites. They have went all over the place this summer. They've explored the county. They went fishing, hiking, talked to some local businesses. They've also went out of state. They went to the zoo, the aquarium, WonderWorks, planetarium. So they've had a lot of fun, very educational trips. So. The start date for after school has not been set yet, so I'll update you guys on that next time. So that's it.
Thank you. Ms. Katie.
Hey, it has been a busy summer. Been working a lot with the EC
the EC division this summer. We've got a high turnover rate. As you know, we've got 3 new teachers coming on board with us this year, so we've been working and getting them trained and going to the professional development that they need. Very exciting time. It seems like this summer has just flew by. So we're happy for that. We'll have a total of 5 new staff in our program. So it's just been a really busy time. And I will say that I've had the privilege to go with Franny with Gear Up to Washington. Great trip. I'm sure she'll tell you more about that. So everything's going good. Preschool's going good. Our spots are filling up well this year. We were a little bit worried about that last year, but things are moving along. So we're just ready for a new year.
Thank you. Chris, I'm gonna let you go. You may need to go. I'm going by the garage.
Everything's been going good at the bus garage. Of course, everybody knows we had one little accident this year. Nobody got hurt, but I think I wanted to brag on the school. We handled that situation pretty well because we had a lot of kids on that bus, and it's hectic. We're out here on Snowbird, and they know.
I was reminded that was not our fault. That was the fault of
That was correct, and thank goodness for our cameras, because those cameras on the buses held the tape. The Highway Patrol got one statement from the driver of the other vehicle, and it wasn't even close to what. Because I took the laptop out, we looked at the video right there on the spot. So everything was good with that. The kids all fine. We had a couple of them that got checked out, but they were all fine. I'd like to thank David Lovingood for coming over and helping wash the bus. He's over there right now, in under a bus right now, I promise you. Nasty. Getting the buses all good and clean for the upcoming year. I was going to talk a little bit about our ridership. We've kind of been down a little bit because of COVID and everything, but I will say it's starting to come back up. Toward the end of the year, we had really picked up on ridership on the buses. We were starting to fill back up. I get the comments all the time from people, they don't look like there's nobody on those buses. Well, they can't see them on there because those seats are so high and the windows are so dark. It's...
and they're little.
Yeah, most of the kids are but I was glad about that because we're all the time needing riders. I'm hoping with this gas situation that it'll pick up some more. We've had a hard time getting a lot of parts. If you've had to purchase anything for your home or anything, the buses are the same way. You can't hardly get some parts at all. I ordered a bunch right as school's getting out. Still don't have them. I was fortunate enough to get to go to the bus conference this year and get some good training in, learn about some new things that's coming along. Some good stuff that'll really help us, help the school system. On a bad note, we're going to be about 2 routes short on drivers. Everybody throughout the state is going through the same thing with these drivers. A lot of people's just dropping out of society. They don't want to drive on the bus. We've got 8 people that I could think of over there today that had just let their license go dead. We've got a lot of people with their license that won't help us out. They want to drive for personal use or whatever, but won't help us out. This is something we need to work on because a lot of our neighboring counties have been parking buses, calling the parents say, hey, we'll have no bus route today. You're going to have to make means to pick them up, whatever. We've been fortunate. I drive a lot. Miss Knott, she knows. She drives all the time too. That's one of my plans. I don't want to leave no bus sitting down there. Whatever, because that kills me. But anyway.
We're advertising for drivers, so this
Yes.
is a public statement on Facebook Live. If you would like to drive a school bus this year, we can put you in a spot.
It's got to be 18 years or older. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And then it's the wages going up.
Yeah, the wages going up.
That's just about minimum wage.
And you have to be graduated from high school?
Yes. As everybody knows, I'm gonna move right along after all that. We got a new activity bus, which everybody loves, a new activity bus. The only complaint I've got on it from anybody is if you drove it and you go into a curve too fast, it's got an anti-roll system on it. So it takes the throttle away from you, everything. That's the way all the new buses are equipped. So if they try to accelerate pulling out too fast, it pulls it away. So, and that's a good feature. We got it on some of the yellow buses now, but it'll freak the driver out, when they're driving because, oh no, And I want to thank the school for these radio systems. If anybody that fools with that stuff will know how good those radios are in those buses. We have a repeater now. I don't know if y'all are aware of that, but we're hooked up on the repeater on Watch Out Your Ball now. So we can talk to the buses in Fontana. I'll give you a little illustration. I'll make it quick. Anna Ayers had took a group to the airport early in the morning, left real early. She's coming back across at 4 o'clock in the morning across Tennessee Mountain. She hollers at me on the radio, there's a big truck stuck on the mountain. I can talk to her just like I'm talking to y'all.
That's right.
So, it's such a good thing such a good safe thing for us. Of course, we got cameras on all the buses now. We got 2 more camera systems coming. I've been replacing some of the older systems because we've had the cameras for a long time. We've been replacing them. The state's been allowing us to get cameras. They're very, very good cameras.
Well, I think probably of all the principals.
As an administrator, that's worth explaining.
Probably say that.
It is well worth it.
It
Absolutely.
comes in handy.
Yes, it does.
And I'm going to brag on my bunch a little bit. This year, we had a real good score on our inspections. I was really expecting to get the banner this year. That's what I had my goals set. That's what I always try to do. We come out of there with a 6.33, and I'll explain how that works. We start with 0. So if you have a 0, you're perfect. So every little thing counts as points. We come out there with 6.33. We got nudged out by Allegheny. We had the 2nd lowest score in the whole state. So I was very proud of that. I'm going to give you a little rundown of some of our scores in the last few years. Like 2021, we were 11.67. 19 to 20 year, we had a 10. 18 and through 19, we had a 32.67. Found a few things. And 17, 18, we won with an 8.33. We've got 2 banners hanging in the bus garage that, I'm very proud of that. I've always took a lot of pride in this, and I still enjoy this job. And I've told you it all. If I get to where I don't enjoy it, I'll move on. I'm making plans. I'm not going to stay here forever. I'm making plans right now to move on, but it'll be a little while down the road. I want to talk a little bit about the Volkswagen money. Some of you may not be aware, but there's big funding through Volkswagen through the state. Miss Knight, Barbara, and myself have been working on this grant for this Volkswagen money, and it's possible we could get 5 buses, and it's to cut down on emissions. They're pushing electric, they're pushing propane. As of 2028, the state is wanting to do away with diesel. And, so I drove a gas bus, had a gas engine in it, through the conference. And it run great. But of course, we'll see where that goes, because you don't never know.
But we should know any time. Right?
Yes. Well, we had to apply for another number here just the other day. I thought it was coming out on Wednesday, the 27th, we would know. We were in the top 10 in this Volkswagen money. That's one reason we've really been pushing this, because I'm thinking us in the top 10 in the names of 100 counties, we'll have a pretty good percentage of getting something. So I'm really excited about that whenever we get the information on that. That's, we put in for 2 activity buses and 3 yellow buses. So we're in dire need of activity buses more than yellow buses, but.
You talk about the age of our activity buses.
Yes, we've got 2 buses over there that's over 20 years old, and we're still running. They still look good when you ride by. You know, they do look good, but they're getting a lot of miles and a lot of age. 8101 over there, it's a 54 passenger activity bus. The floor's soft in a place. We got rode up for that this past year. He inspected that bus. Right where one seat's in it, one bolt was a little bit loose because that floor's soft, because it's wood under there. And we get rust issues, but I try to fix the rust issues. This wood stuff, you know, is a major undertaking to tear the bus apart and fix that stuff. But that's about all I have. I hope I didn't bore you too much. But,
You want to tell about the bus, the letter you wrote is in there?
Oh, yeah. I'd give Mr. Matheson and Miss Knight a letter about the Rick Parham bus, the 8112. Now, it's an old Chevrolet. It's kind of like the one you used to drive there, Mr. Nelson. But it's got some issues. It's got a lot of rust issues. I requested it be taken off the list because if we was to have a problem with this, we're going to be in trouble. If we was to have an accident, or if Mr. Reed, our inspector, comes and looks at this, it will not be good. And the age on the bus, I mean, I believe it's 88. We've got several good years of service out of this bus. We've got some different things I'm working on. I haven't received the answers on what we talked about the other day.
Yeah, because this is the bus that Mr. Parham uses to transport his students and his
his
equipment. So we're trying to find a alternative.
No, it's owned by the school.
Well, I know, but when Mr. Parham get a replacement, if that.
Oh, yeah, we're working on it.
Well,
That's what I'm talking
we don't
about.
know that it'll be a bus, though.
Yeah, we're working on a couple of situations here, scenarios for that, so I'll get some answers on that pretty quick.
Sorry, I've been a daddy.
Well, that's okay.
And actually, the CTE department actually purchased that bus from the bus garage.
That's
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Years ago.
Yeah, it's gave us good service, and they've done good work out of that bus. But we just, it's like everything else. It's a kind of starts getting wore out.
Will we ever put that bus up for auction?
Yes, we can sell that bus.
And that will be able to go back into the
CTE.
That's correct.
Go toward the new.
That is correct. So, if you don't have any questions?
You know what people don't realize, our 6.33 is a heck of a good score.
Oh, what's that?
Because when you're looking at other counties, look at where our kids get on the bus. They come off of dirt roads, we travel dirt roads. Our bus drivers have to work hard to keep those buses clean. And in other counties, I mean, we're talking pavement. It's a lot easier to keep clean.
We've got some fine machines.
So,
Every one of them have air conditioning. That's some of the parts. I'm needing some air conditioning parts. We're going to have to start school without some air conditioning on a couple of buses because I can't get parts. So the air conditioning is nice. You can ask all these summer school kids.
I didn't know.
But don't have any more questions for me. I appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate what you do, Chris. You do a good job and you keep our kids safe, and we appreciate everything you and your whole department does.
Thank Adam too.
Oh, yeah.
And Marvin.
Adam works hard. Barbara works as hard as anybody. She really does.
Yeah.
And I get aggravated. I'm just a hothead.
they know you.
But I will things right.
That's right.
And that's the reason I'm like. So, but I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was trying to do that.
I'll tell you how old I am. He played baseball for me in high school. That's the truth.
I'll tell you how old I am. I started with the stick shift bus.
Francine.
Good morning. Gear Up has been busy this summer. We've had all of our summer camps going on. that were enjoyed by the children that came and attended them. Oh my gosh. I like to say some of them even geeked out over some of their subjects and trips that we got to do. We had 2 professors actually come in from the University of North Carolina in Asheville and help out with the summer camps. And the students thought that was really cool to have college professors come. We got to go to Western and go through the new science building. And that was one of the ones that the students actually just went crazy over. The professors were wonderful and let them touch and play with everything that they could in the building. And that was wonderful to see them so excited about what they did. One of the most exciting trips to one group of the students was when we got to go to Atlanta and go to SCAD, the Savannah College of Art and Design. And those kids, oh, they were so excited, and it was so obvious, and it was absolutely wonderful. So we're very proud of our summer camps that we have going on. I just returned from the national conference for Gear Up for INSET in Washington, D.C. We took Christy Cable and Forsythia Cable and Kevin and Crystal White. We enjoyed our sessions. I think we gleaned an awful lot of information. We all just gabbed all the way back from Atlanta after we came in talking about what we can offer the students for this next year. I'm very excited to get some of those programs rolling. It was very successful. I've already started planning our college visits. Starting in September, we're going to be rolling. We've got plans to go overnight trips that I'll bring back in September for permission once I get that solidified. We are starting with freshmen and seniors. My cohort this year is 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So for my sophomores and juniors, I'm still allowed to go in and talk to them and work with them. It's fine, but I cannot pay for trips for them. So Genevieve with Project Discovery has agreed to kick in and help assist with that so that we can cover all the grades in high school. I'm very happy about that. I am going to attend the 6th grade and the 9th grade orientations. Sorry, I'm still recovering with my lungs. And get to talk to the parents and hopefully get more parent involvement with Gear Up. That's kind of slid down the slippery slope there during COVID and coming back in. So I'd like to get parent involvement up as soon as possible. Last night I had the opportunity of speaking about Gear Up to the Robbinsville Women's Club and explaining to them what Gear Up is and what we do. I think they were very surprised at how much we are involved. I would love to go visit other community groups and speak. If you know of anyone or can spread the word, let me know. I just would really like to get the word out to the community, what all they would do, and especially to the businesses in the community. I'd like to hold a career fair this year with our local businesses and let the students attend and see what's available in our own county. We've got a PD set up with the high school, a professional development for virtual job shadow that we hope will go along with the CTE department in the middle school and the high school. And I'm very excited to see how that works out this year. Anybody have any questions? No?
I was in the meeting last night and Randy did a wonderful job. She kept everybody's attention. We were mesmerized, and she really gave a lot of information, and our women were amazed at what was going on. They were amazed at what was going on. So if you know of any group that she can come and talk to, it would really be good. She does a great job.
Thanks.
Ms. Wiggins, last but not least.
Good morning. So I'd like to start by saying a special thanks to the Great Star. I don't know if any of you have had an opportunity to notice, but for the last several weeks, they have been running a series for us. It's the Mental Health Spotlight. And Sunny Pringle has been able to publish some information out to families. And a lot of those topics are on anxiety, depression, ACEs, things that parents need to know and to be more informed. So I want to send a special thank you to the Graham Star for taking time to listen to us and for being able to publish that information. So thank you very much. The only other thing that I wanted to share with you is that, as my coworkers have said, it's been a very busy summer. We started early and ended late, many afternoons, and one of the things that I'm most proud of is our Noble Knots Ambassador Program. By the end of tomorrow night, we hope to have 10 middle school and 26 high school students trained as ambassadors for mental health in their school buildings. And these are students who have given up their summertime. They could have been at the pool, they could have been spending time with friends, they could have had 100 other things that they could have done with their time, yet they chose to come in here to central office and spend the day with myself and Sunny, and we have trained those individuals, those students, to be ambassadors in their school building. Our final training will be tomorrow, and that will be a makeup session to gather any of those students who weren't able to attend the first couple of sessions. And essentially what we are asking these students to do is to be ambassadors in their building, to be a link between students that they talk freely to them and to those people in the building who are trained as counselors, social workers, nurses, that can begin to align services for children who have some difficulties. Very, very proud of our ambassadors. I always love to be able to hear the answers that come back from students, and I've had a student sitting over here in this far corner, and he was in the middle school, and he said, I am so proud to be able to know this information to help others and to be able to change somebody's life. And that's really our mission, is that we're going to train good individuals in our buildings that can be ambassadors that can say, you know, let's take a different look at what mental health looks like. Let's link you with people who could potentially help you. So that's what we're most proud of this summer.
Thank you, Ms. Wiggins. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Okay. Personnel, Ms. Knight.
Yes, during the closed session, I'll bring you a list of several different fall sports, personnel, substitutes, volunteers, any positions as well.
Okay, Ms. Waldrop, we've already approved that technology acceptable use policy, so we'll go on to Ms. Moody, Child Nutrition Procurement Plan.
I think you have everybody have a copy of it up there. Okay, basically, it's just, there's not a whole lot changed down there. On page 20, we have the addition of the slushy machines and that company, so I had to approve, or put that down for approval. And we also have a new civil rights statement on the very last page that has to be approved, or has to, you know, you have to sign it, it has to be included on any documents. So that's basically about the only thing that's any different with it.
This is an annual. We get their information. This is annual.
No, we get this approved as needed.
Okay.
But like we have the addition of the slushy machine, and like I said, the new civil rights statement, you have to have it reapproved.
So when there are changes.
Right, so.
Okay.
So we need to approve this today.
If that would be your.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the Graham County Schools Procurement Plan School Nutrition Program?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. All right, Mr. White is not in here. You, Ms. Knight, construction progress update.
Yes, and so Ms. Walsh and Ms. Knott were both there, so y'all feel like you want to jump in. So we met with the monthly construction progress meeting last week, and there were a couple of issues, one that's tabled till later, one being that they are over budget, they requested additional money, because of that, for the extension that they have, for the 6-month extension for their general expenses, and we have asked them to submit additional details regarding that, and we'll bring it back. Really, it would need to come back to this board and to the commissioners as well. So that has been tabled until there are more details available for that. And the other thing they were working on really resolving was the tile issue in the middle of the hall and the moisture there. So other than that, things are progressing.
Things are progressing. They were supposed to pour concrete last Thursday, but they called it off and rescheduled because of the rain. So we're kind of holding on that. They were doing heating and air yesterday. The painters are finishing up. And then once they were starting stucco, if the weather clears off on part of the building outside. And as soon as the heating and air gets in and they climatize the building, then they'll start looking at laying the flooring. It's already here and ready to be laid whenever they can get to it.
So we're in the process of looking at furniture, ordering furniture.
We are in the process of, we have a...
Jason Moreno is talking with the commissioners. There is some sales tax refund that we received from that project, and that we have to have a deposit for the furniture, so that will be an eligible source to be a deposit for that. So he is talking to the commissioners about that, and they're next polling the commissioners for that. So.
And he was at our meeting.
And he was also at the meeting. He's at all the monthly meetings that he can.
He's been wonderful to attend the meetings and work with us. They are telling us right now that the building should be completed by the end of September, 1st of October.
We're just hoping we may have furniture by then.
Well, and we're hoping that, they don't have any more holdups.
So we're looking at October, maybe putting the kids in the building.
Yes, furniture's here, and furniture's not been ordered, so it depends on how much backlog that is. But
okay, that's next.
Hoping October. So everybody's getting excited.
Yeah. And if you haven't been over there, I would recommend you walk through. It's a beautiful addition to the campus.
Okay, Ms. Knight, fiscal year 24 weather-related calendar waiver request.
Yes, so each year, if an LEA is eligible to be granted a calendar weather waiver request, that is just like a tongue twister, isn't it? Then the board has to approve that, and to be eligible, under the provision, all the schools within the LEA must be closed at least 8 full days per year during any 4 of the last 10 years due to severe weather, energy shortages, power failures, or other emergency situations. So really, the last couple of years, we've not met that 8 days, but because it's on a rolling 10-year span, we have. I will say that unless things change, I don't know that this is going to continue, because we've had several mild winters. And so, and then with the pandemic, and I don't know what all that's going to look like in the next few years. But for next school, for the 23-24, that's what this is for, we would be eligible for another weather-related cause waiver, if you so approve.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the fiscal year 23-24 weather-related calendar waiver request?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Ms. Davis, you have board policies.
I do not have board policies per se, but if you look at the attachment, it's just policy updates. On policy 6140, in policy 6140, student wellness, it has an appendix that are goals to meet the policy that you approved. And Trudy Brackett made recommendations in the June 7th board meeting for some updates to those goals. So I just think it's in the best interest that this would be the second reading of those goals and you approve it. But I am meeting with Trudy Brackett on August 8th to go over the new student goals and make the requisite changes for the attachment to the policy. So to that extent, you could have, it's not new, you could approve that today since you already looked at those on June 7th. The other thing is policy 3305, fundraising activities. Pam Knott brought those to the attention of the board. Fundraising is not a required, there is no law per se in fundraising. However, every school district is recommended to have a policy that sets limits and safeguards the development and well-being of the students by prohibiting fundraising to a limited amount of time and a limited amount of fundraising projects. So, it would affect funding. Do you have a policy in fundraising? You need to answer yes, and you do. So, but it hadn't been updated since 2009. So what I did, what you have before you, is not your 09 policy, but just some recommendations to update that policy. And you're not going to vote on it today, it's just to look at it. And I think it's important to get to the principals and other school personnel that's involved in fundraising. But it used to be quite restricted, no more than one fundraising per organization. So just know while there's no law limiting that, it's always been, the recommendations have been to restrict it. So after the board looks at it and the principals and other school personnel involved in fundraising, then I think we need to update it, because it's been quite a while since 2009. So, okay. So that's just a look at it. All right.
Okay, budget amendments. Mr. Green, is he back there?
Aye.
There he is.
Policy 6140, you have the student wellness appendix. While you're required to approve the policy, not the appendix, but I think you should approve the appendix too. They're the goals set by the school to implement the student wellness policy.
Okay.
So I think yes, to approve the revised goals.
Excuse me, Mr. Green. Do I have a motion to approve policy 6140 appendix student wellness and policy 3305?
No, not 3305.
Not 3305. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve policy 6140 student wellness? The appendix. Do I have a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, Mr. Green, excuse me for the interruption.
That's fine. I have one budget amendment today to present. This is to the federal fund, and this is at a recommendation from our auditors, Anderson, Smith, and White. They're here this week performing the audit. This is, again, a budget amendment to federal funds. If you'll look in the center column there, description of code, and just scan down about halfway through the budget amendment in the items there that are in bold, you'll see there that this is a fiscal year 2022 year-end budget amendment recommended by Anderson, Smith, and White, our auditors. This is an amendment to federal funds, and you'll see there that it appears to be additional revenue. It is not. It's $215,844.47, and you can see that this budget amendment is spread out over several different budget codes there. But the purpose for this budget amendment is to bring our budgeted revenues and expenditures in the federal fund up to the same level of allotments we have already received. Some of those allotments we received last fiscal year. We submitted those budgets to DPI and they've already been approved. Okay, but this budget amendment brings those budget expenditures up to the allotments that we've already received and imported into our accounting software. So that's the only purpose of this budget amendment.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the budget amendment as presented for the federal fund as presented by Mr. Green? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Mr. Green. Sorry. Okay, do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Pursuant to the provisions of North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, parentheses A, parentheses 3, and 143-318.11, parentheses C, I move that the Graham County Board of Education go into closed session to receive advice from Ms. Ellen Davis, attorney for Graham County Board of Education, which advice comes within the purview of the attorney-client privilege. The advice will be general legal advice about legal issues or legal matters. Pursuant to the provision of North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, parentheses C, I move that the Graham County Board of Education go into closed session for the purpose of considering personnel matters as defined in the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, parentheses A, parentheses 6, and North Carolina General Statute 115C-321.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? We are now in closed session. Okay. Action items, Ms. Knight, personnel.
Yes, so I would recommend that you approve Tony Lawler as a WCU counseling intern to be on our campus.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve WCU counseling intern Tony Lawler to be on our campus? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
I recommend that you employ the following teacher assistants: April Waldrop, Michaela Crisp for the elementary school, Macy Rogers for the middle school, and Nicole Bradley for high school.
Do I have a motion to approve teacher assistants for the elementary school, April Waldrop and Michaela Crisp, at Robbinsville Middle School, Macy Rogers, and at the high school, Nicole Bradley? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
I recommend that you employ Megan Brooks, Selena Jones, and Julie Oliver as child nutrition substitutes.
Do I have a motion to approve child nutrition substitutes Megan Brooks, Selena Jones, and Julie Oliver?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
I recommend that you approve the instructional substitutes as listed. There are quite a few, so Ms. Beasley, you have the list, so we'll have the list.
Now you said instruction.
You said these are volunteers.
I don't have that.
I'm sorry, I'm going by my list. If you'll just, you do have it.
I do have.
You do not have it.
We don't have it.
Well, sir, I'm going to read them to you and see if you're okay. I am so sorry. I told you I worked till 8 o'clock last night putting this together, and obviously I didn't do such a good job. Instructional substitutes. Let me read the list to you. These are some new and some that have been with us. Barbara Aldridge, Megan Brooks, Ronnie Carver, Casey Cook, Tess Diffenderfer, Ashley Evans, Crystal Hooper, Aaron Hyde, Kelsey Krzan, Marlene Myers, Christy Odom, Debbie Orr, Sarah Ramsey, Janie Schuler, Jade Tisateski, Mike Upright, Kent Williams, Yvonne Anderson, Candy Carver, Tanya Cody, Marjorie Dale, Carol Inslee, Teresa Ford, Yvette Hooper, Pam Knott, Pam Moody, Robin Nichols, Chrislyn Orr, Nicole Parton, William Allen Rogers, Regina Stratton, Bridget Turpin, Linda Wilkie, and Rena Williams. Would you like for me to separate those out by the ones that are brand new? Would that help you, or are you okay? All of these people have either already been our substitutes or have been through substitute training.
Been drug tested.
And it's all
procedure.
They're all hired pending a drug test, a negative drug test, and a clear background check.
Okay.
So would you like for me to go over the list again or repeat anything?
Did we have any new ones?
We did have of this. There's about 8 new ones, so which is nice. We will have one more substitute refresher course for the substitutes that have been with us in the past. So there may be more added to this in the September meeting. So we'll have one more refresher course. So with that said,
do I have a motion to approve the instructional substitutes as presented by Ms. Knight? So do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Okay. I do believe you have the list of volunteers.
Yes.
Which spans several pages. So I would recommend that you approve the list as given of volunteers. There's probably in excess of 200, 300 volunteers, which we're very blessed in Graham County to have that many people that want to volunteer and work with the school system.
Do I have a motion to approve the volunteer list as presented? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
And then you have the fall sports for middle and high school in front of you, fall sports staff. I would recommend that you approve those.
Do I have a motion to approve the fall sports staff for the middle school and the high school? Approved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Go ahead.
I recommend that you approve the following people for 21st Century Learning Center personnel. Elementary coordinator Wendy Upright, middle school coordinator Becky Brock, high school coordinator Shannon Knott.
Do I have a motion to approve 21st Century personnel the elementary coordinator Wendy Upright, the middle school coordinator Becky Brock, and the high school coordinator Shannon Knott? Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
I recommend that you approve the list of bus drivers as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the bus drivers as presented? Approved. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right.
And one more. I recommend that you approve Keely Jordan in the position of AmeriCorps tutor.
Do I have a motion to approve Keely Jordan as an AmeriCorps tutor?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Is that it?
That's all I have.
Any announcements, Ms. Knight?
Your next board meeting will be a regularly scheduled meeting September 6th at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?